Thanks, Harry. So we move on to China cathode market update. Firstly, let's look at the downstream demand. The EV and ESS battery sales have increased dramatically over the last few years, while in 2026, the growth from the energy storage sector has surpassed that from the EV sector. In the first 5 months this year, China's EV and ESS battery sales have increased by 37% year-on-year, where the ESS battery sales have increased by 88% year-on-year. The energy storage sector has become the key growth engine for China's lithium battery supply chain. Almost 100% of the ESS batteries in China use the LFP cathode chemistry, which drives the demand and the production for the LFP cathode. We expect China's cathode output to rise by 37% year-on-year this year, with the LFP production set to grow by more than 40% this year. Therefore, the LFP is continuously squeezing NCM cathode market share this year and also the years ahead. Demand for the high-density LFP from both the EV and the ESS sector is growing at a remarkable pace, while the low-end LFP cathodes are gradually phasing out of the market. We expect the generation 3.5 and 4 LFP cathode will continue to grow and account for 35% of the total domestic LFP output this year, which is 10% higher than last year. For the ternary cathodes, the demand for the high voltage and mid-nickel NCM cathodes remain a key trend across the industry and is likely to gain larger market share this year. Some high nickel producers like Rongbei has already switched part of their production lines to produce the high voltage mid-nickel NCM cathode this year. So finally, as the sulfur price increased dramatically in the first half of this year, we made a comparison of its impact on the Chinese pCAM cost. We all know that the iron phosphate manufacturing consumes substantial volumes of phosphoric acid, while the NCM precursor production requires large amounts of nickel, manganese, and cobalt sulfate. All these core battery materials take sulfur as their fundamental upstream input. When we compare the price trend between the sulfur and the pCAM cost on the left-hand side, the iron phosphate prices demonstrate a very strong positive correlation with the sulfur price movement, while the NCM precursor prices show mild and periodic increases with no clear correlation with the sulfur price fluctuations. Sulfur price has more than doubled in the first half year, and iron phosphate cost has increased by 20 to 40% in the same period, while the NCM pCAM cost increased mildly by 5 to 20%. It's obvious that the sulfur price volatility has a larger impact on the iron phosphate cost rather than the NCM precursor. We have cost calculations for different precursors in our quarterly report, and we'll be very happy to explain if you have any questions. Thank you all for your listening.